have a personal experience over a bid this weekend that caused me a lot of thoughts.
Let's go there. Let's go there, and then we're going to look at one post from the community.
Yeah, absolutely. So this weekend, like many proposal managers probably have, I had a bid that went bad. On the Friday, it was due for submission on by Sunday night. So we had hoped, because we're in North America, to submit on the Friday, but by Friday, some documentation wasn't available, and there was a lot of complexity to the bid itself. It was for an EU organization, and so there's a lot of regulation that had to go behind that. There was a lot of documentation in a legal sense that had to go around that. And what I realized is that over the weekend, I had like some, not near misses, but I had some moments where I was like, I could have gotten sick there, or, oh, I could have like prevented myself from getting home in a timely manner there. And I was like, what is my succession plan inside my organization if I stepped off? And like, I put in my usual processes. I operate in a shared project area in a document repository where people can see where the bid is currently at. There is a proposal manager who is on alert if like the bid isn't submitted by a certain time, but like that's it. That's all I've got. And so I was like, and I was just thinking, like, I haven't really thought through in some of my organizations, and I really want to query some of the other people who work in like smaller shops. Like, is this true of you as well? Or even in larger shops where you do have shared resources with other proposal managers, like how are you helping create situations where someone else can just take over your bid so that I don't have to be like the one who's like there have been many times over my 11 years in this company or in this business where I have been sick or not feeling well, and I just had to like push through because the bid has to go out before it's due and stuff like that. And that's a strain on me. And I'm just like, could this be more easily managed? One, by just better processes, but we all know that things go wrong. And two, by like creating better methods of communication about the complexity inside of bids. Like if someone had, even those proposal managers who are on alert, if they went to my compliance matrix and saw like these 2 items are still outstanding, that wouldn't have encompassed all the action items that they would need to take once one of those items was delivered. Like they would have had to go through and like edit a number of the legal documents to reference this new document that we were waiting on. And that like that minor complexity just wasn't communicated in my compliance matrix. And I'm like, outside of like writing War and Peace inside of my initial documentation, like, you know, I was really thinking about like best practices for this. And I'm kind of stumbling because I realized that I've been in this business for a long time and I haven't done so. And so it's something I really want to talk to the community about, because I bet you there are a lot of smart people who, again, have solved this issue. So.
Yeah, part of the way that we think about that for major bids, and what I've kind of done in the past, is that you've got a buddy who's coming along with you. If it's something that like, if it's one of the larger endeavors that we're currently doing, we'll have somebody who's attending all the kickoff meetings. Also, one very underutilized but very, very obvious solution, in my opinion, is meeting recordings. And what I have found is that people don't use information unless it's easy to access. So even if you like, oh, I put it in a folder or I put it in some directory or something like that, it's very hard for people to be like, oh, I'm going to go watch that meeting recording. But so how I get that information to folks who are out there that are trying to stay abreast of what's going on with the conversation is that I'll just put it in the Slack toolbar, or I think probably Teams allows you to also pin stuff to toolbars so that they can like click on the most recent meeting recording if they feel like that's useful to them. And also I provide transcripts of all the meetings too. So if they prefer to read, if they prefer to watch, like the transcripts record automatically on Google, which is spectacular. So
yeah, these are good tips. I will certainly